God, when I was down, when I was numb, when I was breaking. But God, when my whole life felt like shaking. But God, chains hit the floor, reborn. I was dead, now I'm living because of you, Lord.
I sat in the closet, screaming and punching myself in the head, repeatedly gasping for air as my heartbeat pumped through my chest, and 1,000 volts of rage and hostility jolted through my body like a blast of lightning. Self-hatred, like a best friend whom I had known so long. Ever since that day when my mother put that gun to her head and said she was gonna do it because of us kids, but I wished the kid regretting being born and wishing that it never happened, so that my mom could just be happy and so that the pain would be no more. But it was grandma took me to church and we ate meals on Wednesday nights. We sang songs that I enjoyed, like I got the joy down in my heart, but I didn't. In my heart I had confusion, stuck between two worlds, one with grace and one with the cold hard grave of unrealistic expectations. I tried to meet them and exceed them, try to perform and to achieve them, but I failed over and over again. And the pursuit of perfection left me empty and broken, with the exact same feeling that I felt when I saw it done. I was done.
But God, when I was frozen in the dark inside. But God, when I had nowhere left to hide. But God, chains hit the floor, heart reborn. I was dead, now I'm living because of you, Lord.
I was 12 years old and I can remember it well. It was in my father's two-bedroom apartment in Tulsa. My brother smoked weed and I remember the smell, and I remember that my dad smelled like that too. But what about me? What was the smell, this thing my mom called drugs? Cause she said that my dad loved him more than us, and that was why he was never around. Curious. 12-year-old me thought if drugs produce love, and if love feels good, then I would love to try it. Because all I feel is bad. Love and nail in the smoke was like a warm blanket from the dryer, comforting my cold-dead insecurities and pain relief. But just like a warm blanket from the dryer goes cold very shortly, nobody ever told me that I would have to keep putting the blanket in over and over again to feel the comfort. Nobody ever told me that dryers are expensive, and if I ran out of quarters, or the laundromat closed, or the dryer was broken, I would still feel the unquenchable freezing pain, or the Arctic tundra that existed in my heart, frozen. Immediate gratification became a permanent vacation from the unrealistic expectations and the terrible things I was thinking. The therapist said I needed better coping skills and a few of these pills, one to go to sleep, one for ADHD, and one for depression. The daily pills and the coping skills and the drugs to kill, they can never fill the God-sized toll that I carried around in my chest, where my heart was supposed to be.
But God heard me crying on my knees that night. But God filled my darkness with His light. New creation, chains on the floor. I was empty, but I'm empty no more. Grace found me when I couldn't stand. He lifted me up with nail-scarred hands. But God, He changed my life. But God, He gave me life.
But God, one night, with choke marks on my neck and postured on my knees as the burdens felt so heavy that I couldn't even stand, the God of compassion and Father of comfort responded to my cry. His light filled my emptiness and His glory transformed me into a new creation before I ever even understood what that meant. Reborn. I walked outside, and all of a sudden my new eyes were able to see new things, like the blue of the sky and the birds of the trees and the life that filled the earth. Everywhere I looked, never before had I recognized the beauty and majesty of the work of God's hands, and I saw that it was good, and I wept. In an instant, my Creator revealed to me why everything that had happened had to happen to bring me to this moment of inclusion into His family. Years of begging and asking why, years of confusion and desperation, years of self-pity and victimhood. I watched as the chains would snap, fell to the floor. I am free, a new creation reborn unexpectedly on my living room floor.
Lord God, You heard me when I cried for help. But God, You saved me from myself. Oh, chains fell down, heart alive. You took my death and gave me life. Grace found me when I couldn't stand. You pulled me up with nail-scarred hands. But God, I am free. But God, you rescued me.